This is level 2 of the CFA program and topic 1, ethical and professional standards, and the reading on guidance for standards 1 through 7. We're at the end here, standard 7, responsibilities. This standard has 2 parts. There are the learning outcome statements, which are identical for all 7 standards. I bet you have them memorized by now. So let's go ahead and start on standard 7A, conduct. And this is mostly focused on conduct during the examination process. But let's go ahead and read part A here. Members and candidates must not engage in any conduct that compromises the reputation or integrity. Those of you who've been paying attention to my recordings know that I love that word, integrity. So we're worried about reputation or integrity of not just the CFA Institute, not just the CFA designation, but all of the programs that are offered by the CFA Institute. So remember, reputation and integrity for any type of an exam, but then also the designation itself. So let's go ahead and start with the examination process itself. Of course, we're required to maintain the confidentiality of any information that we are exposed to during the actual examination session. So look at those teardrop points. So we're not allowed to talk about specific information. And I know it's tempting. When I took my exam, I took it into this big, civic arena, and we had a 2-hour window between the morning session and the afternoon session. And it's tempting to, see people and say, oh, what did you think about this question? What do you think? But no, you're not allowed to do that. There's no passing along information. In fact, let me give you some advice, really. That's the last thing you want to do, is to have someone confirm that you got something wrong on the exam to destroy or at least reduce your confidence going forward. So just eliminate specific information, broad topics and formulas that have been tested or not tested. And then, of course, over time, the Institute then releases some of these questions, and then, of course, you can talk about those questions once they are public. How about some additional CFA program restrictions? All right, so violation of the program rules, regulations, and policies would constitute a violation. I'm certain, since you've been through level 1, you know the calculator policy. You know not to bring a coffee maker into the exam, right? And then you have to make a pledge. Of course, there will be some members who participate as volunteers, and so you need to make sure you do not share any of that confidential information. Expressing an opinion, of course, you're free to express an opinion. I mean, you can leave the exam and you can pout and whine and cry and say, oh, that was the most awful exam I ever took. I think that's probably okay. However, you can't say, oh, that question on the Black-Scholes-Merton option pricing model, in which I had to do this and this and this and this, that question really stunk. You cannot disclose content-specific information. All right, this is really a great series of potential exam questions. So cheating, that makes perfect sense. That's going to be a violation. Breaking the rules, that's going to be a violation. Sharing confidential information. And then something that we'll talk about here in just a minute, improperly using the CFA designation or misrepresenting information on the PCS or of any other of these programs offered by the Institute. All right, how about part B? This is what I said just a moment ago. When referring to CFA Institute membership, CFA designation, or candidacy, members must not misrepresent or exaggerate the meaning or implications. So I can't say, hey, I'm James Forgen, comma, I have a PhD in finance, so I can put PhD, comma, and I could put CFA. And then in parentheses, I can't say, hey, I'm a super duper analyst because I managed to pass 3 of these tests, and that makes me superior to everybody else. No, remember the branding, the hard work that we go through to earn the designation. When you can put those 3 letters after your name, CFA, it says it all, right? The branding presents this to the investing public that you've gone through a rigorous and a stressful and ultimately rewarding. Remember how awesome you felt when you got the letter or the email, however it was, the text or whatever it was telling you that you passed level 1. That was a pretty exciting moment in your life. I promise you it will be even more exciting for level 2, and then level 3. That'll be pretty special. All right, a couple of guidance here, right? CFA Institute membership. So to be considered a CFA member, individuals must meet the membership requirements. So what that means is you have to sign the professional conduct statement. I do that every summer. Pay the dues. I do that every summer. And then if you don't do either one of those two, then you become inactive. And then to use the designation, you have to have completed the program, completed the required years of relevant work experience, and satisfied other institute membership requirements. And look in the blue box there. This is what I was saying earlier. It is a violation to claim or imply. Oh my gosh, boy, you can imagine a really great exam question that could be crafted in which a member doesn't really claim, doesn't really say something like, oh, I'm super and I'm great and send me all your money. But there are implications there that sound something like, boy, if you send me your money, hey, I hold the CFA designation. Those people over there don't. If you send your money to me, oh man, thumbs up, right? So imply, that's an important part of the second guide. All right, how about third? Referring to candidacy in the CFA program. All right. Common improper references include, but are not limited to. So there we go. As a CFA charter holder, I can achieve superior investment returns, right? CFA expected sometime in the future, LN, charter pending. So none of those things are proper. And so those are violations. I can't use this as a noun. I am a CFA or I am a chartered financial analyst, but I can say I am a charter holder or I have earned or I hold the CFA designation. CFA cannot be used as part of the name of a firm. So I can't say, hey, Jim's chartered financial analyst, come to us because we are super. Now, how about recommended procedures for compliance? And so let's go back to, you've heard me say this before. We have a compliance department, we have supervisors, we have the entire umbrella of the firm with members, right? Members and candidates inside of that umbrella. So we want to make sure that everybody understands how to properly reference and how to properly use the CFA designation. So this could be, doesn't have to be, but it could be a part of this formal culture of ethics, right? So what do we have in bold there? To help their employers avoid improper reference to the CFA program. And so I'm guessing that this was designed for candidates who go through the program and then earn the designation and are working for a firm in which he or she is the only member, right? So then we need to educate. This is all part of education. Here's a good multiple choice question. Which of the following is an improper reference? So A, enrolling in the CFA program has made me a better equity valuation. Oh boy, that sounds like we are breaking our shoulder and our elbow, patting ourselves on the back. I am a Feb 2021 CFA level 1 candidate. That's okay as long as you're registered. Make sure you put that caveat in there. You have to be registered. I've passed all 3 levels and may be eligible. That's good. That's a good word there. May be eligible for the charter subject to the completion of the required work experience. So it seems to me like A is probably out, right? So what are we told here? B and C make correct references, right? So what did part A tell us? Implying that passing all 3 levels makes an individual a better analyst. That's no good, right? Claiming superior ability is strictly prohibited. And that takes us through all 7 of the standards. I think we can move on to quantitative methods.